I still remember the night everything changed. It started with a scream, not the kind you make when something's wrong, but the kind that sounds like pure shock. Sandra burst into the living room, waving a lottery ticket like it was a golden passport to heaven. Michael, we won. We actually won. I laughed, thinking she was joking. How much are we talking about? A couple hundred. $16 million, she said. My pen dropped from my hand. I teach history at Lincoln High, so my wildest financial excitement up to that point was finding an ungraded essay with a $5 bill as a bookmark. 16 million. It didn't feel real. That night, we danced in the kitchen until our feet hurt. We talked about everything we'd do. Pay off debts, maybe travel, maybe help our families. I honestly thought this was the beginning of a beautiful new chapter, but I was wrong. Within a few weeks, Sandra started changing in ways I couldn't explain. She quit her job at the bank the next morning after the news broke. I told her to take a few days to think it through. She told me, "Mike, I'm done clocking in for other people." At first, I understood. After all, we'd both worked hard our whole lives. But soon, her priorities shifted completely. She bought a brand new Mercedes, started wearing clothes that cost more than our rent used to be, and made new friends, the kind of people who introduced themselves by mentioning their net worth. We stopped talking, or maybe she stopped listening. The woman I used to laugh with every night now rolled her eyes at my jokes. She said I was too simple, that I didn't understand her new life. Then one evening, she came home with a calmness that scared me more than anger ever could. She sat me down and said, "Michael, I'm filing for divorce." I stared at her. Because of money, she looked away. Because I want more. I didn't beg. Maybe I should have, but something inside me knew I'd already lost her, not to another man, but to $16 million. She moved into a downtown penthouse. I stayed in our old house. I watched her life through social media, the lavish trips, champagne parties, luxury photos. She looked radiant in pictures, but her eyes told another story. People asked me if I was bitter. Truthfully, at first, I was. I felt humiliated, replaced not by a better man, but by money. But time has a way of softening the edges of pain. I went back to teaching, joined the school debate club as a coach, and slowly found peace in routine again. Then, about a year later, I got a call. "Hi, Mike," she said softly. "Just wanted to see how you've been." Her voice trembled. I could tell she'd been crying. I said I was doing fine, and I was. I asked how she was, and she hesitated before saying, "Not as fine as I thought I'd be." Turns out, the fortune didn't last. Bad investments, new friends who turned out to be fraudsters, endless spending. The 16 million melted faster than snow in spring. By the third year, she was broke. The penthouse was gone, the car sold. One cold evening, there was a knock on my door. I opened it, and there she was. No makeup, no jewelry, just sadness in her eyes. "Michael," she whispered, "I made a mistake." I didn't say much. What could I say? I invited her in. We talked for a while about life, about choices, about how quickly everything had changed. I could see the regret in her eyes, but I'd also made peace with the past. When she left, she turned and said, "You were the real fortune, Mike. That one hurt more than the divorce papers ever did." Years later, I remarried. Elise, a librarian who still thinks old books smell better than new money. We live quietly. We laugh a lot. Sometimes, when I pass a gas station, I see those bright lottery posters. I think of Sandra. I wonder if she still plays. Maybe she does, not to win, but to remember. Because if there's one thing I've learned, it's that money can buy everything except what truly matters. Sandra had 16 million reasons to be happy, and lost every one of them trying to replace love with luxury. And me. I lost a wife, but I found peace.